coldest podcast on YouTube. The Real Rap Coalition. They back. You now rockin' with the Real Rap podcast. Yeah, yeah. It's coming on. Yeah, this the official song. Yeah, yeah. Hold up. Lock and load. It's the weekly episode. Yeah, yeah. It's the Real Rap podcast. Yeah, 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 yeah. It's coming on. Yeah, it's the official song. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's time to roll. It's the weekly episode. Ooh, it's the Real Rap. Yeah, yeah. They about to bring that feel back. Yeah, 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 yeah. It's the Real Rap. Yeah, yeah. You know what's up. Going in. Double dutch. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Real Rap Coalition podcast. We back with another rendition of the Road to Doomsday Crash Course. Today we're going to be reviewing The Incredible Hulk. That's 2008 Incredible Hulk. But before we get into that, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Black Roots, aka Green Roots today. Who else we got in the building?
It is I, Hulk TL.
Yeah. So I'll start with my preconceived notions. I think pretty much everybody was in tune with this movie when it first came out, and I think the general consensus is what was at least it was better than the last one. A big confusion point was them changing the character. Not necessarily confusion, but definitely stood out. What's up?
I said Hulk TL fire.
Oh yes, indeed it is. Not necessarily a point of confusion, but definitely stood out the comparison between. Do you know the name of the first dude from the first movie, the 2003 one?
Eric Bana.
Eric Bana.
Yep.
Yeah. So going from Eric Bana, which was a fucking bland, pale, sour ass actor, from that to the star or co-star of Fight Club, which is Ed Norton. That's a big jump.
I haven't seen the 2003 one in a while, but am I led to believe from the opening of this movie that this is a continuation of the story that was told there? Because it's supposed to be a standalone movie. But, what the fuck were all these flashbacks during the opening sequence of all this shit? Where am I supposed to have seen this happen before?
Well, it's weird because, and this is the first time that I've ever seen this done, because the first movie was definitely a part of the FX world of the MCU, not necessarily connecting with, but being in alignment with X-Men and other Daredevil and the other superhero movies from the MCU comics that came out back then, Spider-Man, you know what I'm saying? All of those being kind of centered around the same thing of them taking comic book characters and making their own version of it. Whereas this did a actually very good job of kind of walking into the universe that they were already setting up with the Iron Man movies, leading and building the new rendition of the MCU that we know today. So they did a really good job of that, and they didn't have to do much. Throw some flashbacks from the last movie, throw a post-credit scene with Iron Man in it, and there you go.
This came out in 2008, the same year as Iron Man. Because of the post-credit scene, I'm under the assumption that Iron Man came out first. However, this was planned as a quick 1-2 punch. I think that it probably did have a lot of hype leading up to it, because at this point the MCU was beginning to be established, so it was still the era where Spider-Man, the Hulk, and Wolverine were the fucking top superheroes for Marvel and shit. So people were hype about seeing, motherfucking Hulk out here, throwing shit around and smoking folks and all type of shit. You know, I don't know, man. Like, I maybe a controversial take. I don't know that I liked Ed Norton's performance in this movie.
Really?
Like, I don't know that I think he was that good of a Bruce Banner.
Well, because we don't have anything to really anchor us to what a Bruce Banner should be in 2008. I don't know if that's a fair assumption.
I just go by like comics. Like, he's a fucking he's very clearly a nerd and shit and whatnot.
Yeah.
And I feel like maybe Ed Norton, like he be doing that little method acting shit or whatever. I don't even know that it's method acting, but like I felt like he was trying to be too cool. Like Tobey Maguire never tried to be too cool to be Spider-Man. He was just a dork. You know what I'm saying? And that's really like the Hulk is clean as a bitch, but like Bruce Banner is a fucking dweeb, and I think that should be conveyed accurately on there. Like, he was a loser in certain parts of this movie, but I don't think it's because like, oh, he was a push his glasses up on nose dork. It was just
Yeah.
like, no, man, you're lame. Like, you're doing this lame shit about this bitch. You know what I'm saying? Which, who was that? Was that Anne Hathaway?
That was Liv Taylor. She's
man.
actually from one of my favorite 90s movies, which is Empire Records.
I
very
do
much
like
of
Anne
that,
Hathaway,
very
by the
much
way,
of
but it
that,
looks
what I would
just
consider
like
a bad
that
bitch of the 90s.
That hoe is just like a generic white bitch, I feel like, of the 2000s.
Yeah, for sure. She was probably more lit in the 90s than she was in the 2000s. And I don't know, her voice, like, I feel like she may have came off a little too dainty to be running around with the Hulk.
Like, her voice was soft and fucking flighty as shit.
Yeah, it was very.
Except when she was on that cab driver ass.
You said what now?
Except for when she got on that cab driver ass.
Oh yeah, she got on a few niggas' ass. She got on cab driver ass. She got on her father ass. She got on Hulk ass whenever she wanted them to stop. Like, I fuck with that part of it, because I mean, you have to be that way in living this life. You got a fuck nigga for a dad who's trying to basically America his way into owning a entity, a person, a living, breathing thing. You know what I'm saying? And then you got this living, breathing thing that if shit go too far, he will destroy the world. It's very much possible. So it's very much necessary for her to have to get on ass every once in a while.
It was generic as fuck. The idea of this shit was, well, he's a goddamn menace, and we should be able to utilize that type of shit, that I can't say technology, but like science, for our own soldiers, because America. Like, get the fuck.
Yes, cause America, and that's what I mean by Americanizing shit. Because if it's born on U.S. soil, it's owned and can be owned by the U.S. military and utilized however the fuck we want to.
Are you speaking from experience as a former military man?
For sure. I'm not foreign to the concept of once you sign your life away. Like, there were certain things that we weren't allowed to do because technically our bodies belong to the U.S. government. So like I was stationed in Kentucky, like on the border of Kentucky and Tennessee, and there were certain things that we weren't allowed to do. Like, we weren't allowed to go to the rock climbing spots, not the regular shit with the little knobs and the fake rock. I'm talking about, you're not allowed to go rock climbing, because if you fucking, injure yourself, it's possible that we can chapter you out and not pay you for your medical, expenses, because you was doing some shit you ain't had no business doing in the first place.
Did all that shit just to get a brand new Jeep at the end of your fucking tour.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, because of America is definitely the motivation of General Ross. Because of the thrill.
That great of an antagonist, honestly. Like, I think I don't think that I felt like he had the upper hand very often. I don't think that he was like menacing and shit. Like he was just persistent. You know what I'm saying? Like he was just like
Well,
a
I mean,
persistent
Bruce
dick
Banner
eater.
has probably the ultimate plot armor than any
Correct.
other thing that I've seen because he can get into trouble and all without even his knowledge of it, he'll just fucking turn. Like it doesn't matter what's going on. Like the nigga jumped from a helicopter, landed in the middle of the street, and though it was a little late, he just turned into the Hulk and everything's fine.
That shit funny as fuck too, man. Like, just the idea of just like him slapping the ground real quick and bouncing off the pavement, and then deciding to turn. Like Hulk was like, "Hey, fuck you, man. Like
You
you,
try
you
to get
want to
rid of me,
hold? All
bitch
right,
ass
here,
nigga.
feel this for a good 5 seconds. Pause. Like, that
uh
shit. But and then like
speaking go ahead.
Tim Roth's character was the name Bonsky, something like that.
Yeah,
That
him.
motherfucker just like he didn't learn his lesson. Like he just got his ass whipped every time. Like he
I'm not
kind
gonna
of
lie.
started getting active that last, but like
This is probably the stupidest depiction of the army I've ever seen. Um, and if this is in a continuation of the first movie, right? You already have certain things that you know about this individual. For one, if you don't catch him as Bruce Banner, it's up. Like you can't really do anything. In which they did at one point, but it was already because the reason why they were able to catch him is because he had already gave himself that little antidote or whatever the fuck. It's the only reason why he didn't turn. And then when he does turn, motherfuckers are using bullets and tranquilizers. Like,
yep.
we can hurl bullets at him and we know that's not going to work. Let's try something smaller. Maybe that'll work.
And
No,
made of
nigga, he's
glass.
invincible.
Like them
He's
shits are made
fucking
of. He's
invincible,
literally
my guy.
stepping on glass syringes, bro. Not giving a fuck about none of that shit.
The
And
only
I
time that
mean,
I've seen them utilize something that could have possibly worked was, the sound cannons. That was dope. And then when
they shot
like if
that
you're trying
rocket.
to deter him from somewhere else, fucking with his senses, his sense of smell or sight by using flashbangs or tear gas or whatever the fuck, because he still has to breathe and see and hear, you know what I'm saying? So so those aspects are smart. But then again, plot armor, because he's super fucking strong. I thought the one of the cleanest parts was when they was using the sound cannons and he just used two big ass shards of metal to hurl through them bitches, slice one in half, and then fucking Hulkamania leg drop on the other one and break it the fuck up.
Yeah, he didn't really give much of a fuck about. That's what I'm talking about, man. Like not at many points where and I understand he's the fucking Hulk, but like
Mm-hmm.
not at many points was he actively in any sort of trouble. You know what I'm saying? Like he was in that truck because he wanted to be in that fucking truck, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like if they would have pissed him off in that truck, it would have been a whole lot of fish fries going on there within the next couple weeks.
Right.
But I think it was funny too. They like saw the abomination on the street and they was out there, like shooting. They shot a fucking rocket at him and it just
Bro,
like fucking he grabbed
he
that hoe and
caught
didn't
that
give a
bitch
fuck.
and headbutted it, bro.
Yeah. Like he hoed the fuck out of them, bro.
Like this is the definition of a meathead, bro. Like
Mm-hmm.
Abomination is a fucking meathead. Like he give me a fight. I want my fade. I'ma fuck shit up until I get it. In which that's cold to me. That's clean to me. He's probably the cleanest of the two things that I've seen, or the what I guess three antagonists that I've seen Hulk deal with
I
out of
guess, bro.
the
Like he
prior
didn't
to
really
Avengers.
like he got his ass whipped the first. Well, he ran away the first time or whatever the fuck. He got his ass. He literally got chunked into a fucking tree the second time. You
Listen,
know what I'm saying? And then the
you talk
third time,
about
like he kind
you
of
talk
tried to
about
get
kicking
active in the
somebody's
fight.
chest through their chest. He
Man,
kicked that nigga chest through his chest, bro.
boy, that is like I don't know that they meant for that to be so funny, bro.
No, that
But
shit
that
is hilarious.
motherfucker, when he hits that tree, bro, that shit is funny as a bitch because he was trying
Bro,
to
he
do all
skipped
this
across
clean
the
shit.
ground
Like
like a stone or across a pond and then hit a tree like a
he
drunk
folded
driver,
like a
bro.
horseshoe around that bitch, man. Like, and that, oh my god! And then, like I say, that third fight, he was like starting to try to like put up a little bit of a fight, but Hulk just like got on his ass, man. He got a hold of a chain, and Buddy tried to fight that shit with all his might, and still got choked the fuck out, and would have absolutely got his shit snapped if Betty wouldn't have went to try to save the day.
Yeah, Abomination would have had a frish fire himself had his bitch not said, "Hey, nigga, chill."
Like that's
But
that's absolutely filthy. But also, we got another Stan Lee cameo in this movie,
hell
so
yeah, gotta
he
have
it
him.
was very unimportant, but you know
I mean, most of them are, but I mean, it's always cool to see him. We discussed this in the chat. What's his name? Because I don't know how you fucking pronounce that shit.
he talking about
The guy that we was talking about in the chat,
uh when Lou Ferrigno.
Lou Ferrigno. So Lou
Yeah,
Ferrigno is the person who was not Bruce Banner, but the Hulk in the TV series from, or I don't know, were they TV series or like an actual movie
yeah,
from the
no, it
60s?
was a TV series back then because they had a different motherfucker. Like he played the Hulk. They would paint that motherfucker, and he played the Hulk. But
Yeah,
somebody
because
else
he was
played Bruce
like
Banner.
he was like second in line as far as big swole motherfuckers. Like, of course, it was Arnold Schwarzenegger first, and then it was this nigga. And they was like, we can have you be a big ass nigga in movies. We'll just
Uh
paint
huh.
him green and put a wig on him. And that shit worked for the 60s and the 70s or whenever the fuck this shit was.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
like that's the most famous shit he ever did.
yeah, pretty much anything else was, him. He did some voice acting on some shits. He's done the voice for before we got Banner, like the Banner Hulk or Bruce Hulk, whatever the fuck that lame ass shit that they did later
Oh
on
yeah,
in the MCU. He did all of the voices for the Hulk movie. So even when they changed to Mark Ruffalo, Lou Ferrigno was still doing the Hulk voice, which I think that's dope as hell to have him as all of the voices, in which in this one it was mostly grunts and roars, but for the times that they did have him doing the voice, it sounded exactly how I would think a Hulk voice would sound.
yeah.
Speaking of them, implementing things to make the Hulk more like the Hulk instead of just see him jump around and smash it, they had a couple of Hulk moves in which I thought was cool. They had the
The
fucking Sonic clap.
thunderclap.
I thought that was clean. Like I forgot how clean that was whenever
I
I
think
seen it the
that's
first
clean,
time.
but I kind of just didn't feel like the way, like what they did with it was that clean. I was like, this is a cool ass move, but like it was just kind of meh whenever he did that shit, you know?
Well, he stopped an explosion from happening. I mean, you kind of can't do that unless you thunderclap some shit. And then he had the infamous, not infamous, the famous Hulk smash where he smacks the ground, in which that didn't make a whole lot of sense to me because I'm pretty sure they were on a building.
Yeah,
So they were on the roof of a building.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. So
Like
why
I
did
said,
that building not fall and disintegrate into pieces when he
hey
fucking
man,
did that shit?
because they were, I don't know where the fuck they were. I don't even know where this takes place. I assume like somewhere on the West Coast. But like they got good structural integrity. The architects do their work, man. Speaking of which, like in a part of like the beginning of this movie takes place in like Guatemala or some shit, and
uh, somewhere in Brazil.
Buddy was over there just fucking minding his business, bottling sodas and doing little odd jobs and shit. Wasn't bothering nobody, bro.
Hmm.
He hadn't turned into a Hulk in 100 and some odd days type shit. and they went to find him and started fucking with him. And
Well, I
that's when
mean,
shit
the
got
reason
bad.
why they was able to go and find him, in which I didn't peep this from before, but whenever he pricked his finger on the fucking remote for the conveyor belt, he fucking bled up off into a soda and shit.
Yep.
In which he stopped the whole conveyor belt to go down there
To go
and
check and
wipe that
find
shit
it,
up.
but he ain't find it on the bottle and shit. That's what Stan Lee had. He had that fucking bottle.
Nigga had a Hulk cola, bro.
Dan
About
might have
this stuff.
narked, man. If that's
Well, I don't
what
know. I
I'm
mean,
to believe.
if I go to take a swig of cola and I fucking pass out from it, I'm suing too. I don't give a fuck what the
I
fuck
don't
y'all
think
may
that
have
that was
going
the
on.
cause of that. I thought he just like dropped the soda because he was like, ugh, and like dropped that hoe. Like I don't know. That's the thing is like I'm gonna be pissed, but I'm just not gonna drink the soda. Like
Well, not he went
I'm
to the
not gonna.
hospital, and that's why that blipped on their their shit or whatever. Because he had the soda, he fucking passed out from that hole, went to the
Well,
hospital,
hold on,
and
bro.
he was
Maybe
like,
he's just old. Like that man was like 70 something. How you gonna blame the soda for like? How about we stop letting pops fucking get into the night medicine and shit? Like he's in there like I'd like a root beer, and now he falls out, and all of a sudden like that nothing happened to you, bro. You're just geriatric.
but
But salute to Stan. But damn, man.
but yeah, I thought because I was just reading through these notes, and this is definitely portrayed differently than the first movie was. The first one is clearly just a superhero movie. This one is more of a thriller. I think he spends more time as Bruce Banner than he does the Hulk in this. And I think both times on screen, especially with 2008, when you do a fucking chase movie, it's a lot of running around. It's a lot of dipping and dodging. It's some stealth going on. You know what I'm saying? I think they could have did better with the stealth aspect of it because it's just him walking around in a hat or some hoodie or some shit. Like they couldn't have done any better with a fucking big nose and some glasses. The way they was trying to have him conceal his identity. Like the nigga literally just walked out in a pizza uniform and like there was like nobody will notice me like this. No, nigga, I can still see that's you. Like, and then the government is doing a pretty bad job at trying to find you if they don't have every single officer, security guard, whatever the fuck around places that you would go with your picture up everywhere saying, hey, stop this person. You know what I'm saying? So,
and that's crazy, bro. They hating like a motherfucker. Like, man, I ain't even do nothing, man. Y'all, I ain't no hoe. I'm green. Like, what the fuck you got going?
But yeah, but I mean, if your objective is to catch somebody, you would think they would do a better job at trying to do so.
I feel you, bro. I don't know. Like, I don't think there's much you can do to try to capture that motherfucker. They tried just about everything. Like, what how can you entrap some shit like this? But, I mean, how did you feel about the CGI of it all?
I don't think I understand, but I think it's way cleaner than the first one. Like the first Hulk was mad ashy for some fucking reason. Like he was always dusty as a bitch. Like every time I see him, I feel like I just seen a cloud of dust and dirt around him. Yeah, he seemed like Dirt Kid. What was the Dirt Kid from Charlie Brown? He seemed like that nigga. Yeah, Pigpen. He seemed like a big green Pigpen ass nigga in the first one. Whereas with this, I feel like the CGI was a lot more clean. It was a lot more detailed. It was a lot easier to track what he was doing. I think though they built on it for his scene in the Avengers movie, the scene where he first turns in this movie, I think it's good groundwork because I remember watching this as a kid and that shit kind of scared me a little bit. Like it's a big green motherfucker chasing you around in the goddamn warehouse in which y'all bought this on yourself because you being whole ass niggas. Bro. You said what now?
That's their fault, bro.
Yeah, 100% that's their fault. They deserve everything they got. Like you was being a fucking creep My nigga Ed Norton pulled up and pulled the bitch you was trying to talk to because she clearly didn't want to talk to you. And now you got an issue with him. He bumped into you on the street, said my bad, and you still want smoke. Chase this nigga for 6 blocks and then go to whooping on him and shit. And even when you see, I think you should be able to see, even in the somewhat dark, that the nigga is changing colors and 3 times bigger than he was just a second ago, and you decide, I'm gonna kick him.
I just
Yeah, no,
don't
you
know how
deserve to get
bad
thrown
you can
across the
think
warehouse.
you are, bro. There's no way you think you're like that. Like,
yeah,
no
you deserve
shot.
you deserve the fucking you deserve exactly what the fuck you got. So
You're
I
right
didn't feel
though
like
about
you
like
made the
certain
call.
shit though. Like I do think that they like within this movie the attempt was made like through tone and stuff that conveyed is that like turning into a motherfucker turning into the Hulk is a horrible thing. Like it's not like cool and shit. Like it's scary. Like bad shit could really happen if
Yeah,
Buddy turned into the Hulk. It's not just like he turned in and start like whooping some ass and then go about his business. No, he'll really like fuck some shit off just because he
yeah.
can't like after he don't just stop being pissed once he eliminated the thing he was pissed at.
No, I'm just pissed. Like
Yeah.
there's nothing. It's just I'm pissed. That's it.
Like
There's nothing else about
if you not Liv Morgan or whatever her fucking name is, you fucked up, man.
it. Nigga said live more.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think the interaction between, because they always have this Beauty and the Beast aspect whenever it comes to the love interest of the Hulk. I think that was okay. You know, the depiction they did with that in the cage and in the cave, and he fucking bumps his head on the ceiling and shit because he's a doofy. I mean, when he's not smashing shit, he's just a brute. He's just a big ass mute brute where everything pisses him off. He
Yeah,
fucking
he
throws
angry
a
at
boulder
thunder.
at the clouds because thunder happens.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So he just doesn't understand a whole lot of shit. You know, and I think you have to always have that element of the Hulk, which is why it pissed me off so much later on in the Avengers movies when they fucking changed him to Hulk Banner. I think that was fucking stupid. But yeah, I mean, the thriller aspect was cool. You know, the chase scenes was cool. Him doing the parkour across the buildings in Brazil, in which I think Brazil in itself is, you can do so much with that scene, in which I'm pretty sure this area wherever they're in is a real place. It's not the first time I've seen this area in a movie. Like I've seen the same area in what's it called? Goddamn Bad Boys 2, in the chase scene where they're driving the fucking Hummer through all the houses and shit.
The favelas and shit.
And I think I may have seen this same shit in the one of the Fast and Furious movies. I don't remember which one, but I'm pretty sure it's a chase scene in that shit where they're like jumping across buildings and shit, running through shit. You know, but the scene, the scenery, they use very well every time they do it. The overhead shot of watching Ed Norton run through the city and shit like that, or the village or whatever the fuck it's called. Excuse me. I think that they did a good job at showing that. You know, there's a lot of good pieces of this movie. However, when it comes to putting them all together and having it stand against the test of time and other things that's going around with this, especially it being one of the first Marvel Studios movies, I don't think it does a very good job at setting the pace, because this, like,
No, this wasn't like I feel like this shit had a similar problem as the Captain America movie, but I don't know how you do that with the Hulk. Like the Hulk is a far more interesting and nuanced and multifaceted character than
well,
Captain
I think
America.
one thing is you have a limited time to keep. Well, no, actually, because this is in 2008,
Yeah, this is
attention
like the
span was
first
not
one
a
they
thing yet.
did.
Yeah, so attention span wasn't a thing yet, for one. But I think the lack of bread having while making this movie is definitely a big factor. You know, this is Marvel Studios. This is before the first Iron Man came out, I think. or even if it's still around the same time, that money doesn't always roll over to the next project. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot of people you got to convince, and I'm assuming there was a lot of people they weren't able to convince as far as going from the Iron Man movie to the Hulk movie because they already had one that flopped. You know what I'm saying? And to continue that, if I put my bread down for the first movie and it did what it did, I'm not putting my bread down for the second movie. I don't know what the
Well,
fuck else y'all gonna do different. I don't
it's
know
a
why y'all
separate
doing it.
set of studios, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a separate set of studios, but it's still the same concept. It's not like taking Spider-Man from Sony Studios and then redoing it with Sony Studios or then redoing it again with the Marvel Studios or Disney or whatever the fuck the situation was when they bought Spider-Man into
I just feel
the
like
full
the
MCU.
pacing of this movie was like, like I know. Let me not say the pacing. The characterization to me was like the problem. It was that like I spend like a good chunk of this movie, like it's not like interesting plot points changing. It's literally just Bruce Banner hiding for like a good portion of the fucking movie or running
Mhm.
or whatever. And it's never like he's in any like pertinent danger. He's not on a quest for anything other than to stop being the Hulk, which despite there's also no way that in 2008 people thought that he like the movie was going to end with him not being the Hulk anymore. So
Of
I
course.
mean, like that it was just like I was like, okay, you just milk toasted the fuck out of this, man. Like I was
Yeah,
like,
I think
why is this motherfucker so bland? Like why is there nothing interesting here?
yeah, I think even the explanation of because they go through an explanation of what Bruce Banner was going through prior or even around this movie when they have Mark Ruffalo, explaining the things that happened prior in the Avengers movie. I thought that was more clean than a lot of
It
shit that
is.
they was talking about here.
Yeah, it is. Like the him like like I say, there was no nuance, there was no facet of anything regarding Bruce Banner and the Hulk. Like there's a whole lot of shit that goes on there where it's like it's two beings melded in the same mind, forced to share a body and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like the hatred but the necessity of each part of this. Like they hate each other, but they require each other in order to stay alive because of how they find themselves. Like there's a whole lot of shit there and like all the unexplored powers and whatnot. And all we got in here was like 2 hours damn near of like Ed Norton being like, but I really don't want to be the Hulk anymore, bruv. And
Why
I'm
the
like,
fuck?
I don't give a fuck. Like, yeah, that sucks, man. But you're wasting my time. I know what's gonna happen here. You're gonna fuck somebody up, and then you're gonna be okay with being him,
Yeah,
or as best
yeah.
as you can.
I mean, if there's anything to absolutely hate about being the Hulk or the potential of turning into the Hulk is he can't get pussy. Like he can't fuck
Oh
hoes.
man, that's the worst shit, bro. I was like,
That's
he
the
can't even
absolute
fuck
worst
his
shit,
own
bro.
bitch, bro. Like it. That's the thing is, it's like, yo, heart rate goes up. It's not that I'm angry. Like I don't turn to that motherfucker if I get angry. If I just like get too like hype about anything, bro. If I'm sitting there watching the Royal Rumble and John Cena come back and I'm not expecting, I'm turning into the Hulk. Like
Yeah, that's his ass.
that's crazy.
Like we talked about how Cap ain't get a chance to kiss his bitch, but this nigga can't even fuck his bitch. Like he
No,
can
he
kiss her
can't.
all he
Not if he
wants, but
wanted
that's
to,
about
bro.
it.
It's like he at least tried. He wanted to, and he couldn't. Like, man, that sucks. I also didn't expect for Tim Blake Nelson to be in this movie.
That
Um,
is
that is the other professor, Mister Blue.
okay. Yeah. That's the one that they
He's been
ended
in
up
a
bringing
bunch of
back from the
shit.
Captain America movie.
He's been in Oh Brother, Where Art Thou, and he's
Yeah,
been in like, a whole bunch of shit. He's a really good actor, honestly. Like when I see him, I'm usually not disappointed.
yeah. I think the first thing I've ever seen him was the Shia LaBeouf movie Holes. He played that
Yes,
bitch ass
and
therapist.
Dansky. Y'all go watch the
But yeah,
Holes episode if you hadn't already.
facts. If you fuck out. He didn't spend a lot of time on the screen, but I think for the time that he was on the screen, it for one, they filled in a lot of blanks as far as what they were trying to do, because you just know it's Hulk or Bruce Banner having a conversation with a person that's not where he is, and it has to be secret because the government is always watching, all that bullshit, but it's this person is trying to help him. But even when we get to him, he kind of has his own selfish gain that he's looking
I'm
to
about to say he
obtain.
was a bitch, kind of. And I was like, this is like, and it wasn't even just because you're like out, but it was like, okay, like the whole time, like you doing your experiments and whatnot, and then you're just like starstruck whenever you meet this motherfucker, and then you go through do some shit, it like kind of works, and then you're just subservient to anybody that presses their issue with you. But also, like in the meantime, you're like, I can do a whole lot of science with this. Let's put it in all these rats. Like,
Yeah,
I
no,
was
that
just
nigga
like, yeah,
tweaking.
you're
He,
just,
he clearly ain't hear about the dogs from the first movie.
bro. Man, I watched that. I was gonna mention that earlier. I watched motherfuckers let some mutated dogs go out there and try to fight the Hulk. He picked one of them up by the leg and punched it straight in the dick, man. Like that other Hulk wasn't playing, bro. He wasn't. He was more of a savage than this Hulk right here. Like this
Yeah,
Hulk
for
got on
sure.
action, but Buddy was a fucking menace in 2003.
Yeah, there a big difference from the first and the second one is the amount of time that we see the Hulk, like the duration that he spends on screen being the Hulk. Like there's a scene where he's like traveling across the country as the Hulk, like jumping from piece of mass land to piece of mass land, jumping across fucking rivers and shit like that. I thought that was clean, one of the clean things, I guess, from the first one. Whereas with this one, it's just straight squabbles, which is cool, but it doesn't do anything for me as far as fulfilling my want for versatility with the Hulk, because the
It
Hulk
is
is
crazy
actually
to
very
name a
versatile.
movie The Incredible Hulk and The Incredible Hulk not be present for at least 80% of the movie, man.
Yeah, I mean, I think that might go back to the whole bread aspect of it, but it's like, come on, bro, like it's a Hulk movie. Not It's not called the Misadventures of Bruce Banner. It's called The Incredible Hulk. So for
Yeah,
one, I need to see some incredible shit, and the Hulk needs to be involved with the incredible shit, and I just didn't get a lot of that.
yeah, that shit is. I don't know, man. Like, I can't complain too much. You know what I'm saying? But like, I think that was a missed opportunity. I think that was a misstep. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
I
saying?
mean, and I give some grace for the fact that this is 2008 with a superhero movie, and superhero movies besides Batman and Superman didn't have a whole lot of light. They were starting a new thing when it came to this type of stuff. Especially with incorporating the CGI that they had around that time, and trying to make it an appealing movie, because you can put a hero in a movie, but you got to put some shit around that shit to make it clean. And they tried, but I think it was overall just not a very good depiction uh, of what they could have had. And don't ask me what they could have had, but I can tell you what they should have had. They definitely should have had some more Hulk. They definitely should have had some more depth when it came to the Bruce Banner character, and just spamming the general wanting the same thing that he wanted in the first one and just going to different lengths as far as to create a super soldier. I think that's not enough. I think you have to do more with, like, knowing that Tony Stark is a thing at this point, and knowing that up until this point he had been creating weapons and y'all didn't use any of them on the Hulk. That's kind of ass. Like, I would have done well with seeing a Stark Industries crate with a super RPG in it at some point. Would have been dope, and they just completely missed out on that.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy, I guess, in like almost 20 years on from the release of the movie to say, hey, they could have done this better or they could have did this now that they like we know what that looks like. But I do feel like there was missed opportunities that perhaps like with the level of CGI that they had might not have looked as spectacular or whatever, but I think that they like could have been ideas that were thrown around the writers room. And like we could have been like, well, that didn't look that great, but at least they tried, and I think that's interesting.
Yeah, and I think that's just kind of the story of the Hulk, like them trying shit, but it not turning out the way that they wanted to, at least prior to the Avengers, because they were trying different shit in the first one. Like they had the whole comic book panel transitions and shit like that, and that was a clean aspect of the first movie. That's a different way of doing things, especially when it comes to a superhero movie. But when you have all this other bland shit that doesn't make sense, and they're just throwing it together, and you got actors that's not acting their ass off, like this is what you get. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like there was a way better effort that was put in that by Ed Norton for the what is it, the Fight Club character. Whereas with this, I think it was kind of softballed in there, and they kind of phoned it in with this one, and they expected to just ride off the hype of it's another Hulk movie, and we got a better CGI Hulk, and it's even for 2008, it's still not enough.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, I don't know, bro. Like I expected this movie. I won't bury the lead here. I expected this movie to be worse, even though I've always thought it was not as bad as what people say it is. I don't think it's horrible. I think it's bland. It's just like it's disappointing compared to what they could have done. But I don't
yeah,
think
for sure.
it's just inherently like a movie where I'm like, okay, this is just like suffering to watch through. Now that partially might be because I was multitasking while watching the movie, so maybe I didn't just see all the shit that like would have been boring. Oh, one more thing I want to address, and it's probably my final point about the movie, honestly. Whoever that dude was that like was with old girl, he is a bitch, boy. I'm
Yeah,
talking about his like that boy. Do you know how mad I would be? I literally, I felt like I could hear the Pujols voice in the background, bro. Like you not just finished be dick sucking this dude. I just took this bitch out to a movie or whatever we did. We go to the diner afterwards. I'm sitting there telling her a story and shit. That bitch get up and go chase sad Ed Norton in the fucking rain, bro. Like, man, and I probably that means I've been fucking with this bitch for a little bit, bro.
yeah,
And she just run off on me, man. You not finna
yeah.
dick
She
suck
went
buddy in
she
front of
went
me.
from waiting on campus for you to pick her up to chasing some sad ass ghost scientists out the back door in the middle of
You
your
gonna have to
story. You
turn
explaining
into
how
the
your day
Hulk and
went.
beat
She
my
just get up
ass,
and
bro,
leave.
because I'm on your motherfucking ass. I know you would have. I know you would have been pissed. You not like, come on, bro. I'm not finna
Oh
like
yeah,
you
nah.
gonna have
If for one, if I did drive her, she probably go. You know what? Nah, go chase that nigga. No, you don't need a ride from me. Go chase that nigga.
I
Have
really
him give you the
might
ride.
bro, I really might die that day, Roots. And it wouldn't even be like because I intended to, but I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna go to beat Buddy ass. And I'm probably gonna like be winning the fight. Then he gonna turn into some big green shit and like rip
Yeah,
my
now you
arm
just
off and
old.
beat me to death with it. I ain't gonna know no better. Like I ain't going, but I'm like, bro, you not finna like do this shit. Although to
You're
be
not
fair,
about to
I
just
don't.
up and take my
Let me
bitch without trying like
now
this.
that I think about it, let me rephrase that because that's corny. I probably wouldn't be going to beat Buddy ass because he ain't doing nothing but being him. That
Right.
bitch is corny, but he probably still gonna get pissed. Then I'm out there like telling that bitch how corny she is. Oh, you're not gonna talk to her like that, and then turn
Yeah,
into
no. You lame as hell for because like why'd you even start this with me if you still got these feelings for this nigga? Like, ain't no way you thought he was dead. You knew he wasn't fucking dead. Shit, this nigga done hit the back button on his fucking phone. But you knew he wasn't dead. In fact, Pujols, I know you would have been pissed because I would have been pissed too. Like you come in here, you acting like you fuck with me and shit. We going out on a date and shit. We've been fucking with each other for a little minute, and then I take you to this diner and shit because you wanted to go to this diner, and now you pressing the issue about some other nigga that I ain't even never think you still had a thing for.
I mean,
Like this,
bro, it's like you. I know you didn't expect to see this motherfucker nowhere. You know, like out in the rain and shit. You didn't expect to see no shit like that. I feel that, but like, damn, bitch, you folding that easy? Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, not only like literally she folding that easy. She was about to fuck that nigga. Like after
Hell
being back
yeah,
with him for less than 5 hours, she was about to get that man some pussy.
man, that is ridiculous, bro. Is that not crazy?
Nah, it is. And you just gotta you're on the other side of this, and you just gotta hold that. Like
Bro,
you just gotta hold that a
you
green nigga
caught
took
the
your bitch.
rebound on that bitch, bro. You caught the rebound pussy right there. And that is what it is, but damn. I mean, hey, it is what it is though. Other than that, how do we feel about the post credit sequence?
Pull said, I'm with a lady and she see a dude and she chase Buddy while I'm with her. I just wouldn't talk to her no more. Honestly, Hulk ain't do nothing wrong.
No,
Facts,
that's what I said,
he ain't do
Paul.
nothing wrong.
Yeah, that
It's
wasn't
it's definitely all her.
like I definitely, I misspoke there. I wouldn't like probably be trying to press the issue with the guy because like it would be one thing if like he walked up and like tried to hold me and like took my bitch. He walked in at the wrong time and he was like, "Hey,
And
old man,
skedaddle
where's the
immediately.
parmesan?" And then like that bitch chased him out in the rain. Like he was like, "Oh shit, I fucked up. Let me go somewhere else."
Yeah, nah, that's all her, and because she going. That wasn't nothing that he did. You know what I'm saying? And from that point, he did what he was supposed to do because he loved her. You know what I'm saying? So like, I can't be mad at him. But
He a
her, yeah,
sucker.
we not even cool no more.
He a sucker. But and then like, but I did think it was like kind of dope how he got on Ross ass about that shit. He was like, yeah, he was like, my daughter's well being is my number one priority or whatever. He was like, I consider it a point of professional pride that I can tell when people are lying, and yo ass lying right now.
Yeah, basically told Buddy, yeah, you full of shit, my nigga.
That shit
And
is
now
crazy.
I understand why she don't fuck with your ass.
But Roots, what you thought about the post credit scene?
Uh, so I didn't feel anything about it at first, but there is a thing that they have between almost all of the Marvel movies called Marvel One Shot, where they kind of do, it's like a post credit scene. It explains a little bit of the
What
post credit
happened
scene.
between the movies?
Yeah, type shit. Like they did one of what is it uh son of Carl, son of Cole, agent son of Cole. They did one after the Thor movie to explain him on the way to the hammer, on the way to New Mexico and shit. But they did one for this as well to kind
I
of
have
make it
heard of
make
those,
sense.
but I've never seen them.
Yeah, so there's one called The Consultant, and that's what explains why Iron Man was there. So the reason why he was there is because Agent Coulson was dealing with Agent Coulson and the other nigga that ended up being a part of Hydra, the bald brown nigga. I don't remember what his name is. But they're sitting down in a diner talking, and they're dealing with this General Ross nigga where he's like, oh, I want the Abomination to be on the team with the Avengers, and which it's not called the Avengers yet, it's called the Initiative. But they want him to not only be released from his holdings, but be exonerated of everything that he had done, and be they consider him a war hero, and they want him a part of this Avengers Initiative. And so in order to kind of steer him off of that path, they send Stark in because they're like, we need somebody to just deter him from wanting this, because otherwise, because of his clearance and because of what he has going on his side, being a part of the military and shit, and because the government be dick sucking soldiers and shit, if we don't deter him from wanting this, we're just gonna have to give it to him. So they send Iron Man in because they know he's aggravating as a bitch, and all he gonna do is talk shit. They send him in, and Iron Man pisses him off so much that the general tries to have him removed from the bar. And what Stark does in return is just buy the bar itself and have it knocked down.
Damn.
So yeah. But that was the reason why I think them adding the reason the rhyme and reason for why the post-credit scene existed, because other than that, it's just like I said, to tie the Hulk movie into the leading up to the Avengers. And though this was 4 years prior to the Avengers coming out, it's cool, but it doesn't really mean much until they add that with it. So it by itself is cool, but them adding that Marvel one shot, that definitely made it more entertaining for me. So that's what I got to say about that.
All right, man. So I guess final thoughts and ratings on this whole.
For sure. I'm gonna just go 6.5, bro. Like I'm gonna say a 6 because I wasn't tired when I started watching this movie, and then I fell asleep, and then I was watching it while I was at work, and then fell asleep again. I shouldn't be able to fall asleep on a superhero movie, especially when it's less than 2 hours long. That is just a testament to me to how boring it actually is. And it wasn't during like the fight scenes or nothing. It was the Bruce Banner parts, and he was just boring. A lot of the fucking dialogue between, and I'm a dialogue type nigga when it comes to movies. It's just it wasn't all that intriguing to me. The shit that they was talking about, and I mean I'm just cool off it. So I'm gonna say a 6, bro.
I mean. Yeah, so like I say, I've always thought that this movie gets overhated. Like it's not just shit. It's not the worst fucking Marvel movie that I think they've made and shit. I think that I don't think that like the guy that they had to play Bruce Banner didn't really intrigue me that much. The Hulk was pretty decent. I know that they were like trying to do some little different shit, where they like teenage it a little bit or whatever the case may be. But like, I do think that like the Hulk is one of them heroes that like gears itself towards some adult shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I think they could have done more with that, but I understand why they didn't if they was trying to make it accessible. I think that the pacing of the movie made it kind of bland. I don't think we saw the Hulk enough in the movie, and I don't think that it had a great antagonist. I also was going to give it a 6, so yeah, it's probably just a 6 flat. Like it's just not one to rush to rewatch. It's okay, and don't believe anybody who tells you that it's not okay. But it's just it is so much potential left on the table, in my opinion.
Yeah, like I plan on,
Especially considering that we never got like an actual Hulk movie after this.
Yeah, in which they probably could have did one at some point, but just the way that they implement the Hulk outside of the movies is just lame. Like when they did the She-Hulk shit, that shit was ass. So that's 3 renditions of the Hulk now that you have as a standalone entity, and they're not that good. And it's really not fair to the character. It's not fair to it's not fair to the Hulk fans out there. You know what I'm saying? But I plan on having my daughter watch these, as just to kind of put her on to this shit, because she's seen a few Avengers movie. Like we went to see Brave New World together, and she liked it. She wants to see the next ones that come out. But yeah, I mean, you know, it's whatever. I would watch it. Like I started off watching this with my wife, but she wasn't even all that interested. She's seen it before, and it's like once you see it before, it's not really a necessary. It's not necessary to watch intently. You know, if you want to just throw it on, cool. But if not, even if you're doing a run through of the Marvel movies and you skip this one, because I was going to, but if you skip this one, it's not consequential at all. But yeah, that leaves us with a 6 for the Incredible Hulk 2008. Next week we are getting to the good shit. We are watching the Avengers next week.
Woohoo!
Finally, this is the first big step in the road to Doomsday because it's the first Avengers movie. There's a lot of people who are introduced. There's a lot of entities that are introduced. There's plots that are introduced. There's big steps
Characters
that are
brought back.
You say again?
There are characters that are brought back.
Right. There are characters that are brought back. There are characters that are brought together. You know, it's a lot going on in the Avengers movie. And so I'm excited to watch that shit.
And I'm hoping it'll be higher than a 6.
I guarantee it'll. If I were to guess, I would say it's probably going to be somewhere between 8.5 and 9. Just based off of my remembering, because I haven't watched it in a super long time. But
I bet the motherfuckers pull up to this shit next week, man. Now that we watching the fucking Avengers, I bet a motherfucker in the building for that.
Oh yeah, talking about pulling up to like do the show with us.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, hopefully we get at least 1 to 2 more people. But you know, I'm not gonna count on it. You know, when it comes to this type of shit, this in the mud, you know, hard work, a lot of steps to take shit. I don't expect a lot of, you know, our compadres to, you know, want to take the steps with us. You know, but that's just me. You know. But yeah, man, we appreciate y'all that pull up next week, next Thursday for the Avengers. We got, what's the name of that movie? Heretic or something like this?
Heretic. Started that hole before this hole, and now I gotta finish this bitch.
Yeah, so we're reviewing Heretic tomorrow. We are on break for Game of Thrones, so don't expect that this weekend. Maybe we'll do some reaction shit or something like that. I think
within the next week, you know, the Super Mario Galaxy movie comes out, so I think we're gonna watch and review that.
Really?
Yeah, I mean that was.
Oh yeah, we're going into April. I forgot. It's the end of March right now.
Yeah, because I think it starts like in the like April 1st, I think.
Bet if that's the case, then. Yeah, for sure. I'm definitely gonna be on that episode because the first one was fire and the trailer for the new one looked dope as shit. So we'll definitely be running that. We got what's it called? Scary Movie in June, so we're gonna be starting that soon. And we got Toy Story 5 coming out soon this summer, so we're gonna be doing that as well. So y'all make sure y'all stay tuned. If you don't have the notification button turned on, make sure you turn it on so you get all of the notifications for when we go live and when we drop new content. Yeah, man. We appreciate y'all pulling up. Hit the like button, join the Discord if you're not in the Discord. Hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed. Make sure you share, like, and comment in the comments. Tell us what you thought about the Hulk movie, you know, in the other Hulk movies or the other Hulk pieces, projects, you know, that have come out over the years, and let us know what you think. But we're not going to argue with you. You know what I'm saying? You can do that with your mama. Peace out, man.
Coldest podcast on YouTube. The Real Rap Coalition. They back. You now rocking with the Real Rap podcast. Yeah, yeah. It's coming on. Yeah, this the official song. Yeah, yeah. Hold up. Lock and load. It's the weekly episode. Yeah, yeah. It's the Real Rap podcast. Yeah, 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 yeah. It's coming on. Yeah, this the official song. so